you went from no shades to shades. Like it was almost like I hit a transition button because it was like, "You ready to go?" And I look over, and you like, "Yep." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool story, bro."
You know, you brought the headband in, so I got to keep my glasses.
I had
So
to bring the and I don't know what's going on. Shout out to the support we've been getting. We're about to hit 850 subs.
that is
Yes,
crazy.
yesterday we were at 754. Now we're at
Yeah.
841. So shout out to everyone who's coming through and been showing us support. I don't know what popped, and I don't care what popped because we make so much different content and we from so many different personalities that you're bound to like one of us, right? Whether it's me, Hugger, Snips, Dallas, Baron, Chakalaka, you're bound to like one of us. So shout out to y'all who've been coming through and showing the love and support. Um, it makes us happy. It
It
makes me
really
happy.
does.
We've been growing level one for a little over a year now, and to see the gradual success from LV1gaming.com, then the level one YouTube, it feels good, and we're going to continue to try to do things that make you guys happy, to entertain you guys, especially when you guys are coming in chat and we're talking to you guys. That's never going to stop. That's never going to stop.
Hmm.
And what else won't stop is the hottest intro and outro on YouTube. Let's get it. The music, top tier.
Who?
Oh man.
Oh,
But
hit the
why
like
not?
button. Share this with your mommy and your daddy and your cousin. And hit the bell if you want to show some loving. We just trying to level one to get the name buzzing. What a day that'll be. Double time, double fine, double A battery. Double mint twins trying to jump my anatomy. If you don't leave a like, you shouldn't have the audacity. Power of the mind got an X mentality. Couldn't put them on, now your X-Man mad at me. Haters out here acting like it happened automatically. So if I give them game, then it's turn-based strategy. Whoa, used to be the guy they was ignoring. Sleeping on the keys, I'm an all cap snoring. That's just what it happened when your podcast boring. I'ma tell them take two and call a doctor in the morning. I'ma tell them take two and call a doctor in the morning. Yeah, I'ma tell them take doctor in the morning. I'ma tell them take two and tell them take two in the morning.
What's going on, people? Fame and Ham here from level1gamer.com. And congratulations, you guys leveled up to 40. This is the Take Two podcast. So we do after every Double XP podcast, which we had last night. It was an amazing show. We had Ace of Green River and also the Soul King. Make sure you guys go check them out. They're doing some amazing things in their respective lanes. Two people you definitely want to go check out. Go buy you some merch from Otaku Supply because he has the best merch going. That Hawks hoodie,
Yeah.
that Hawks
Oh
hoodie
my God.
is for
It's
me. Like I
beautiful.
need that. That's gonna be the easiest $100 I've ever spent. Like I have to get that hoodie, right? So shout out to him for
Hell yeah.
coming through. Shout out to Ace for everything he's doing for the native community, and just growing his brand and doing his thing. Man, he's definitely one of those people that you want to know now because he is next up. Like he really is next up. He's next up to blow up. But
Yeah.
who blowing up now is my right hand one man. What's going on, sis?
Stop. Every week comes in with something new, and I just don't know what to expect. I just listen and I'm here, and I'm always excited. For those that are wondering, happy hour is going to be next week. We had some real life stuff going on in today's world. You know how it is. So happy hour is going to be next week, and I'm just here to be excited to be with Fame and talking. Fame, handsome man, Daddy Sugar Scrub, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Like I'm really tired, right? But all I can think about is this out of the blue growth of support, like we talked about at the beginning that we've been getting. And we're
Sarang.
and we're not even at our full complement. Like we getting, cogs in the machine back next year. I'm
Mm-hmm.
super excited about Chakalaka. Um,
Yeah. God, that's gonna be so much fun.
Attempting to fill the big shoes left behind for Trevor. I think Chakalaka was the perfect person for you to pick to do Cogs in the Machine with you. And I'm looking forward to that being
Yeah.
back every Tuesday here. at some point, I need to do 15 minutes of fame. It's just
You've been doing other stuff, though.
I've been so busy, right? And I wrote a couple of articles today at lv1gaming.com. Make sure you guys check that out. But one thing I definitely want to write about, it's an original piece that I am working on. And it is about what's going on with Activision and some potential things that I would like to see done. I did an article, if anyone who's following the site a while back, I said that I don't believe gamers when they say they're going to boycott Activision.
No.
And I'll find that article and I'll link it in the description. I didn't believe it, right? Because the gamers say a lot of things and don't do it. I knew as soon as the next Overwatch come out or Call of Duty come out, they're going to be there day one, right? And though we're hearing that the sales of Call of Duty Vanguard are down, I think
that really means nothing in the grand scheme of it.
Exactly, right? But I don't believe games when they say they're not going to support. But something interesting came out today, and we're going to talk about it. We know Jim Ryan, who is the head of PlayStation, spoke out against what's happening at Activision, and now Phil Spencer spoke out today, and I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to read it from the quotes, okay? So this was an article from Bloomberg, I remember, and Microsoft's head of Phil Spencer said he is evaluating all aspects of our relationship with Activision Blizzard and making ongoing proactive adjustments. And this is in light to what's happening, the previous things that's going on, and now we're hearing more things about the pay. It's just an absolute mess, okay? In an email to staff seen by Bloomberg News, Phil Spencer said that he and the gaming leadership are, quote-unquote, disturbed and deeply troubled by the horrific events and actions at Activision Blizzard, Inc. He referred to the Wall Street Journal story earlier this year that said Chief Executive Officer Bobby Kotick knew of sexual harassment in the company for years and that he mistreated women. Spencer went on to write, this type of behavior has no place in our industry. Of course, he's amongst many people who have written about what's going on, including what I was saying earlier with Jim Ryan. They are disheartened and frankly stunned to read that Activision has not done enough to address the deep-seated cultural discrimination and harassment. Now, I want to bring that up and also point back to the article that I wrote and kind of give you guys a little bit of an insight of what's been written now, okay? Because I truly believe that if Phil Spencer, not just Phil, I'm talking Jim Ryan too.
The industry as a whole is standing up.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you think? In my opinion, you want to say we're standing up against what you guys doing or what you guys did until you change? You take Call of Duty off your store. You take Overwatch off your store immediately. You keep the game. If it's already downloaded, people bought it, it's still playable because people paid money for it. But you take it off your stores immediately. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is. But then that goes back to the gamers, because even when we talked about it, because the first news broke when Baron took your place on one show, and we talked about it, it's like even we as Level 1 can't say we're boycotting them because the people that care about it aren't going to be the people that are reading our reviews anyway. The people that care about the new Diablo 4 or Overwatch 2, they don't care, so we kind of have to cover it. But in a personal stance, that would be smart. Take the games off the store, but it's going to really the people that want to play Activision Blizzard games are going to play them no matter what, so it doesn't punish anybody but them. And it's not going to truly make a statement because most Activision hasn't put the newest game is Call of Duty Vanguard, and most of the games are already older, so like StarCraft, Diablo, Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone. I don't know what you could do. Obviously, the CEO, who has been on record sending death threats to people and having plans to assassinate people, he needs to go. But I know he's not going to be punished at all. He's just going to be removed.
I'm torn because on one hand, as you getting ready to hear a lot of this noise coming from my door right now, I'm torn for a couple of reasons. One, yes, I think a good move would be to take it off the store. I think that'll show that's Phil, Jim Ryan, them showing, hey, we're sick of this shit. What you did was not okay. But also, there are so many people at Activision who are stand-up people.
Yes.
And they will be casualties of
That's the
anything
thing.
you do towards Activision Blizzard, because there are people there who aren't racist, who aren't sexual harassers. Um, they are just genuinely
They're
good people who are
outstanding.
good at their job, and unfortunately, they might not be able to um, jump and just, oh, you can say, oh, go to another studio. That's not always easy. A lot of studios are
No.
going through, issues with the pandemic. They're not necessarily hiring. Or you think about Activision Blizzard is a huge company. Oh, go work somewhere else. They might not get the same pay, and that pay might be a life. It's a source for them to live. So they may have to they might have to stick it out until they can find something better. And I don't want to do anything that will hurt them, but also,
Hmm.
unless you give big companies, rich people, like true consequences, and I think not even rich people, people in general, unless you give them real consequences, they're not going to really change. They're just waiting for you to
No.
sweep it under the rug.
I mean, it worked for Riot. Riot, their walkouts and stuff casually got swept under the rug. And now even I am part of it because I'm like, go watch Arcane last night. And Arcane is made by Riot. It is their games meta show. The consequences need to be individually based on. It started at the top. We now know that, and we suspected that for a while. But we know plenty of devs that work in these big companies that are going to suffer. And how do we mitigate that? Because you are also the head here. So how would you deal with a situation like that where one of us was crazy? I mean, crazier than we usually are. And how would you deal with something like this? Because this is a top issue, but how do you?
Okay. So for those who don't know, um, there are a total of 6 people who own level 1. We all own it equally. Okay. Um, I am the head of level 1, so my responsibility is to keep everything flowing. I got my hands in everyone's department. I'm constantly contacted by Hugger about the art she has going, Barry about who's communicating, Dallas with videos coming out. My hands are in everything. Okay, that gives me a responsibility to everyone. I'm responsible for everyone. Um, Luckily, I'm blessed with an amazing team that can kind of keep me on the beaten path. Not diving into things, but I had made a mistake here recently, and I had a moment of me coming out of character, and luckily I had an amazing team to say, hey, this isn't right, this isn't you. You need to think on it. Me personally, because it has to deal with racism and sexism, sexual assault, sexual harassment, I wouldn't hesitate to remove even someone who owns part of this, part of level 1. I would not hesitate, because in my mind, when you are a racist or a sexist, if you believe that women need to be paid less, that's not something you learned yesterday. That's something that's
No.
deep seated. It's a deep seated issue, and you're not going to change it once you're not going to change once you're outed. So the people at Activision, just because they're outed, that don't mean they're going to change, because it takes a long time. It takes a very short time to develop a habit. It takes a very long time to get rid of that habit. So if you've always felt that I'm just one of the boys and we can do this to her and say this to her and pay them less and do this and that and the other, just because it's outed doesn't mean you necessarily change. You can change from the public perspective, out in the open. Oh, we're sorry. We're gonna do everything we can to make things better. But truth be told, nothing's really changing. You can. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people can't change, company can't change, because they can. But it's not overnight. But in the meantime, I wholeheartedly believe that you making a statement as like Phil saying we're evaluating, like PlayStation. PlayStation has that marketing deal with Call of Duty. Are they so disgusted to where they'll drop that marketing deal and say, you know what, your brand is detrimental to? Because I guarantee you there's somewhere in the contract for either side that says you doing something that's detrimental to my brand allows me out of this contract. With Sony, are you so disgusted by what's happening to Activision Blizzard that you will drop that partnership? I don't know. I would hope they would.
I think if Bobby doesn't leave, they will, because he's not the main problem. he is definitely one of the problems. But if he doesn't leave, I think more and more will take a stand against him. And you can tell this is times are shifting towards us holding people accountable as they should be, because Randy Pitchford has done this exact same thing, but nobody in the industry said anything against Randy Pitchford. Granted, it wasn't the same, but Randy Pitchford has been known to do some awful things behind the scenes, in front of people, in public, and all kinds of things. And now this is just the old men who believe in the boys club coming home to roost.
Yo,
I don't know when it started, but I'm happy it's happening.
I want to go over to the chat. Shout out to y'all for rocking with us. Let me
Hi,
know.
chat.
Let me know if the sounds. I've been having issues with this new mic lately. Let me know if everything's sounding good. But I want to say shout out to Steph, who's in the building. Baron J. Dallas is in the chat. Anthony Vasquez. Lady Foxfire is in the building.
Hey, Lady Foxfire. Ooh.
I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, and I've seen you've been here a couple of times. I never pronounce it. Is it Yasbaz? Yasbaz?
Yasid?
Yasid.
Bays?
He said this is a company issue. They have to make they have to make contact from the ground up and release the toxic employees. Facts. Who have created this unfortunate experience and environment. Anthony Powerful say, hey, thank you, brother. Then Yates come back and says Bobby Kiddick is one of the problems. However, this is an organizational issue at Activision Blizzard. Yes. If your company has been functioning this way for a long time, those seeds or those roots are deep in there.
Yeah. And who do you get to? Because you would have to pretty much wipe out the entire top leading organization. Who do you get to replace that? Because that creates a power vacuum that it can either do one thing. It can change the company for the good, or it can make it even worse, because then there'll be so many strict guidelines, so many strict rules that nobody's going to want to work there. Nobody, and maybe if it's come to this where they have to have such strict rules and guidelines to say, hey, don't put your balls in somebody else's coffee, maybe they shouldn't be in business anymore. But they are a multi-billion-dollar company, so that is not going to happen. This is more complex than Riot, in my opinion, because they had these first allegations come out. They paid $18 million, which was a slap in the face to anybody that's ever worked in any industry and had these things happen to them. And then now this thing is happening again, and they're just like, when will it stop? It won't stop.
Like, I'm hoping
you guys need to be held accountable.
I'm hoping that every good person at Activision is able to leave and find Activision Blizzard. I'm so used to just saying Activision. Leaves and finds them an amazing job, and I hope every single person else there is poor by next year.
You know what I like, though, is this is also a changing time, because this is men helping to lead the crusade, not just women out there saying, hey, this is wrong. We got you, Fame. We got everybody. I'm the only girl in our big team, so everybody is saying, hey, this is wrong. All the men I know out there in the gaming industry are saying, hey, this is wrong, and we're going to do something about this. It's nice to see you guys. I don't usually point out that stuff because I honestly don't see us as different. We all played the same games, whatever. That's when it comes down to. But you guys are backing us up. We're backing you guys up, because I can guarantee you women weren't the only ones who were sexually assaulted or sexually harassed in this situation. So we are backing each other up, and we're making a change for the better of the world and trying to make the gaming industry better.
And I've always, I said this a lot on Twitter, and I know it's difficult for a lot of women because of things that may be happening or happen to them. When they hear, like me, I go on Twitter all the time. Hey, I'm looking for more women to join Level 1. I'm looking for more women personalities that I want to put in the forefront of Level 1. And stuff like this and these bigger companies are making it difficult for small companies like mine. That I'm saying, hey, I have a pinned tweet and saying, hey, I'm looking for more women to come on. And a lot of times it gets overlooked because it's coming just because I'm a guy. And I get that. I mean, the gaming industry, for a lot of it's a boys' club.
Yeah.
Turn on my mic.
Unfortunately.
Let me turn my mic up here. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot I can do it this way now.
You see, it says we are in the age the day and age that damage control and CEO press releases are not enough, and you are exactly right.
This is true. I hope. Let me know, Chocolate, if that's good or not. If I turned it up too much, but shout out to the chat, man. You guys are freaking amazing as usual coming through. Hey, and Chocolate is a superstar, by the way. Shout out to him in that his latest review. Chocolate, you may want to go back to that review. You got comments, brother, and y'all know if you're the reviewer, you got to answer those questions. So go over to your Bright Memory Infinite review. You got people asking questions. I ain't played it. Hug ain't played it. You don't want to got the early copy, the review code. So go over there and answer them questions, player. That's all you. You got the sauce. You got
love you, Chakalaka.
Sauce. Love Chakalaka, man, for real, man. I've known Chakalaka for
who gosh dang long.
Is it 15 years, Chakalaka?
Holy crap.
15, 16 years. He knows some of my deepest and darkest secrets. He knows so much about me that
we know.
You know, he knows these things that I've done, things that I've said. 14 years, it's a long time. Things that I've done, things that I've said, people I've done. He knows everything. He knows everything, and this is why I always tiptoe around Chocolate, because he could ruin my life at any moment, and you know, and
he wouldn't do that.
And that's what it is. Listen, I do want to move on after again shutting out to the chat. When I first started using OBS. All I knew was OBS, right?
Yeah.
I knew nothing about slobs, Streamlabs OBS, right?
Yeah.
And then I seen other people using it, and I seen you using it, and I always thought it was the same thing, just with some extra stuff to it. I always thought that Streamlabs OBS and OBS was the same. When I first started OBS, I thought it was the exact same thing. I thought they was
technically,
it is.
It was.
But I thought it was ran by the same people, right now.
Oh no, yeah,
right. I wasn't aware that of all the intricacies that goes on to, hey, OBS is actually an open source project and And I think this part it'll be better for you to kick off the topic of OBS for Streamlabs OBS, because I think you've had time with both and more detail on what's happening with the feud between them, because it's not only OBS, they're stealing stuff from Lightstream as well. So I'll let you take it.
So for those who don't know, Slobs is Streamlabs OBS. It is, they took the platform of OBS, which is, it's open source, it's free for developers to come in, do things. But what Slobs did is they took OBS, added their own stuff onto it, and put a paywall behind a lot of the stuff. And at first, it was like, oh, competition for OBS, because OBS was slow to update. But then OBS kept updating, and Slobs, because they were locked in their own fork, EPOSVox has a great video breaking this down. Because they were stuck in their own fork, they couldn't innovate at the same time as OBS. So what they started doing is they stole from Lightstream. They stole from Elgato. They stole from either they partnered with or stole something from Crossclip. They've stolen from a lot of open source, free things that streamers can use and put it behind a paywall. They have their own store where you can buy themes, but if you don't pay the monthly subscription, you lose access to those themes, even though you can go into the folder, drag those themes out, and use them. It's just, they have become very greedy. It started off as a cool idea because it was supposed to be nice and easy for streamers. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't nice. Everything was locked behind a paywall. I stopped using them years ago. Every so often, I'll re-download it to see what's new, and then I'm like, I don't like it here. Even Pokimane is one of their people. She is one of their faces of it, and she's not happy. And whatever your opinions are on Pokimane, that's okay, whatever. But this is a company stealing other people's work, claiming it as their own, putting it behind a paywall, and then getting mad now that people are calling them out on their shit. And not only random people, the companies. Or Elgato, who is owned by Corsair, is calling them out. Lightstream, OBS themselves, because it makes it, people come to the OBS devs, and it makes it very hard because they don't know what Streamlabs is doing with the code. It's very different from what OBS is doing now, because Streamlabs, yes, they forced them to innovate, but Streamlabs never kept up with what OBS was doing. So it's kind of a mess, and just know you can switch from Slobs very easily, and Streamlabs or regular OBS or OBS Studios is going to have more for you and more plugins for you than you're ever gonna need. So I would personally recommend to switch to support a free program by the developers than a company that got greedy and now is being called out on it. Personally.
I personally downloaded Slobs. I used it for 1, maybe 2 streams, and I was like, yeah, I'm going back to OBS. And I haven't went back since. It's been recommended from a lot of people to support OBS by, if you're using Streamlabs, switch over to OBS. And I think that's as simple as we can put it. We got to make sure that we are supporting creatives and creativity and the original work of people. Yes, it is an open source project, but when someone or another company like Slobs comes in and gets greedy and basically starts stealing everything that possibly that they can, even from the promotional work that they went and were stealing word from Lightstream.
Word for word.
And I don't know anyone even uses Lightstream anymore, but still
some people.
Still,
But yeah, you don't steal somebody else's homework.
And be like,
this is it's very easy. And again, it's very easy to switch over if you guys need. Epos Vox has a great video. EPOSVOX has a great video on how to switch over. He put it out like 4 hours ago. He has a video from yesterday that explains exactly what's going on and why you should switch. But if you do want to keep supporting them, just know that that is your choice and, support what you want. But OBS has a lot of plugins and a lot of features that you cannot use in Slobs just because of the framework and the way it's set up now.
I hear my daughter like about to cough up her lung. But man, it's actually been pretty awesome for you guys to come out and rock with us. So shout out to Ladies Fox. She said I uninstalled it earlier today.
That's my girl.
I've only used it twice, and I have it uninstalled now. There's no need for it to be on my PC anymore. I don't ever plan on using it again. It's regular OBS for me moving forward.
It just has more features.
Sis, you got a rapid fire before we get out of here?
Rapid fire. Don't play Destiny. There's a bug in it right now. If you have higher FPS, you take more damage. So avoid Destiny until they figure it out. I don't know if it's been fixed yet, but it's on the way. If you guys are playing some GTA RP, let me know. I have a server. Well, I don't have a server. I'm part of a server, and it's growing. So if you want to be in there, let me know. I can't do any special privileges or anything, but yeah. What do you got, fam?
Destiny 2, speaking of that, is leaving Game Pass. So if you have been enjoying that sweet Destiny 2 Game Pass on console, it's not leaving PC, but it is leaving console. So you've been enjoying that sweet DLC, you're gonna lose it.
That's like 4 months it's been on there?
Yes.
That's sure.
You're gonna lose all that DLC. And that's the one caveat about Game Pass. Nothing lasts forever. And when it's games like this, and they're doing like the DLC because the base game is free, you're gonna lose access to all of that content. You're gonna lose all of that. That's the one caveat about Game Pass. But if you have a PC still, it's still available on Game Pass for PC.
And you get a discount when you buy it on Game Pass.
Yes. So if you want to keep it, just buy it on the way out to get that discount. Okay. Tomorrow, Peep Game Podcast will be live. Saturday, Ready Press Play. Sunday, Starcross Gamers. Monday, 15 Minutes of Fame. Tuesday in 2022, Cogs in the Machine. Next Wednesday, Double XP Podcast. We will have our guest on that week, Jay Barry. We're going to talk about things that we are thankful for, and we already know Jay Barry is thankful for any and all things PlayStation. Next week is Happy Hour and Take Two. Don't come back here, baby, because you ain't got no shirt on. You tell me in just a second. Daddy about to stop the stream, okay? But don't. Okay, you can come tell me, and I'm gonna
Kids, tell you.
I'll be on just a moment. Don't come back here because you ain't got no shirt on, baby. Okay, stay right there. All right. With all that being said, congratulations, you guys have leveled up to 40. This was a Take Two podcast. Listen, if you do nothing else today, like the video, sub to the video, go follow Floor Hugger on Twitter. Let her know how pretty she is, and you guys have a great day.
And Fame ENT2K.
Peace.
Sarange.
Oh, wait a minute. Music. The music? Hot
Who? Oh, hit the like button. Share this with your mommy and your daddy and your cousin. And hit the bell if you want to show some loving. We just trying to level 1 to get the name buzzing. What a day that'll be. Double time, double fine, double A battery. Double mint twins trying to jump my anatomy. If you don't leave a like, you shouldn't have the audacity. Power of the mind got an X mentality. Couldn't put them on, now your X-Man mad at me. Haters out here acting like it happened automatically. So if I give them game, then the turn-based strategy. Whoa, used to be the guy they was ignoring. Sleeping on the keys, I'm an all cap snoring. That's just what it happened when your podcast boring. I'ma tell him take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. I'ma tell him take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. Yeah, I'ma tell him take a doctor in the morning. I'ma tell him take 2 and tell him take 2 in the morning.